with Week 4 actually on its way right now, we do have a
game.
In the books. We do have a game this week in the United Kingdom, which means we get to introduce our favorite character, Nigel, to the show.
Wait, I'll go get him.
Okay. Speaking of, we're going to talk.
Right,
this is
we got a game of Jolly Old England this week. Two teams not even close to the UK having a home game across the pond. What kind of sense does that make?
We'll find out here shortly. Let's talk about the Thursday night game first. This is Daniel's game. By the way, this is Daniel, Nigel.
How you doing?
Well, meet you.
Okay, San Francisco at Seattle.
I don't like
This game has to go in San Francisco's way, right? Right, Daniel?
Yeah. No. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Nigel, what's your take on it?
If we lose this game, that's...
I think the San Francisco 49ers have to stay positive about this game. They lose
without
this.
Patrick Willis, without Alon Smith.
They go 1-3. You go 1-3, you're not going to make the playoffs, all right?
Yeah.
You got to stay positive about this. You got to keep thinking Colin Kaepernick is going to come out of his shell and stop with the interceptions and start throwing touchdowns. I think that's the key to this.
He is actually right now, the past couple of games, he's thrown 4 interceptions, no touchdowns. He's got a 33 passer rating right now.
That sucks.
Yeah,
it's atrocious.
It's really, really bad.
They need to run the ball.
I'm taking San Francisco in the game still.
St. Louis is a little bit worse than us.
There is no way the 49ers lose this. Statement game.
Oh, wow. Baltimore at Buffalo. Buffalo is actually playing really good football. Baltimore is actually...
subpar opponents.
Yeah. They played really well against New England. They did pretty good against New York Jets.
Baltimore wins this.
How bad?
Oh, not that bad.
Oh, okay. Thought
it's
so.
at home, yeah.
About 4 points, yeah.
I say 7.
Buffalo, they have some garbage points. It helps out a lot.
I'm thinking Baltimore goes in and actually wins, but I don't think it's going to be by much. Buffalo's defense is actually pretty decent, in my opinion.
I said Baltimore before we even talked about it.
Cincinnati at Cleveland. It's a no-brainer, right?
No, it's not a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer.
I say Cleveland can win this game.
Well, that's because you're tired.
Yeah, let's just think about this before we suspend your ass.
Right.
Because
Did you pick the
Jacksonville Jaguars last week to beat Seattle, to go across the country to play Seattle and beat them.
NFL, anything can happen in football league. The rest of those letters you don't see.
I don't think not even in my English is that right.
Cincinnati wins. I've got this game, in
I
hand.
think Cleveland
Easy.
can win it. Trent Richardson was the problem.
They
got rid of
could
him.
if an atomic bomb landed on the Bengals before the game, and they had no one to play and forfeit.
If the atomic bomb landed on the Bengals before the game, it would hurt more than just the Bengals, buddy. Think about that.
Browns would win.
Arizona at Tampa Bay.
You're welcome.
Tampa Bay's defense continues to actually hold their opponents to decent points.
Except for
they're
the last game.
It's only 23.
The quarterback can't complete a pass.
True.
Their offense looks completely inept.
Their offense is awful.
Yeah,
Arizona, on the
that's
other
what I
hand,
said.
is actually kind of the flip side. I mean, their offense is actually kind of decent, and their defense isn't great.
Well, yeah, Fitzgerald and Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
And Roberts looks good, too.
He does. I'll give you that.
Who you got?
Arizona.
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay at home. I think they come out with a win on this one. I think they capitalise off of some of the momentum they got off of the first half of last week's New England game. I really think they make an improvement. They win at home.
You got to understand, this is a completely. You have to realize that Nigel is completely different from Bryce because Nigel just picked 3 consecutive road games. Before
Bryce is a champion.
Tampa Bay.
Have you met Bryce?
Who?
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The Giants at Kansas City. Kansas City's 3-0. Giants are 0-3. Kansas City's on the.
We got to go with Kansas City.
Their
defenses look terrific, and Alex Smith and Andy Reid have come together to get a terrific game plan week in and week out. The 3-0, they're looking really competitive in the AFC. I think they're going to get a wild card out of this. I think they're really going to be a legitimate team down the road closer to we get to the playoffs.
And the Giants are just horrible.
They're atrocious. They can't score any points.
The Giants are going to go 0-4 after this weekend.
Man.
Okay, yeah, I'm Kansas City at home for me. Indianapolis and Jacksonville. Indy's going to continue their winning ways, in my opinion. Jacksonville doesn't have a
Continues
chance.
their losing ways.
They're going to be 0-4.
I would be so surprised if Jacksonville won a game this year.
Really?
I really
They play
don't.
Cleveland.
At home or away?
on a field.
I really don't see Jacksonville winning the game.
Chicago and Detroit. Chicago's actually
Interesting game.
enough. Well, it's a division game,
Yeah,
so
so
it's
it's
always
an
going to be
interesting
really close. Chicago's on the road going into Ford Field. Who you got?
I say Detroit. Detroit can win this game. Detroit can put a stop to Chicago.
I'm going to go with Daniel on this. I'm going to go with the little upset. I think Detroit can pull it out and hand Chicago its first loss. This is a division game. Detroit is not a bad team. They have some talent. They're at home.
Is Bush going to be playing this game?
Yeah, I believe he will. I think Bush is going to play a big part in this. I mean, you're really going to have a balanced attack when you go up against the Chicago Bears defense. They're really good. They're really formidable. They're great at stacking the box, but still playing one-on-one coverage in the outside.
Yes, they've got a lot of interceptions this year right now as a squad, and I'm going to take Chicago. I think they'll go into Ford Field. I mean, it is a division game, but they're just, in my opinion, a lot better than Detroit.
I agree.
Seattle and Houston. Seattle's going to go in. I mean, I think they'll be four.
I think Houston's going to
Houston's
win.
going to stop. You want to see the Seattle team because when they went to Carolina, which was a little bit further than Houston, they did not look good. Just a little bit. They didn't look good on the road.
I said this before the
different
season
teams.
started. I really think the Seattle Seahawks are a pretender. I don't think they're a legitimate playoff team this year. I think Russell Wilson's going to take a step back. I really do not see them as a competitive force in the NFC, just in my opinion. I could be. We could go into week 13. I could be completely wrong about that, but as I stand from what I've seen from them,
that's a long way ahead.
I start far, mate.
Who you got, Daniel?
I'm saying Houston at home.
Nigel?
I'm gonna go with Houston at home too. The Texans.
I'm going to take Seattle on the road.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Before we get to the United Kingdom game, we're going to tell you about Green
Mate,
Bay.
it's in England, not the United Kingdoms.
Green Bay and Carolina are both on byes this week. They're just two teams.
Thanks, Aaron Rodgers and Cobb being on byes. I need you this week. Don't worry, take a rest.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that game in Wembley Stadium, Pittsburgh at Minnesota.
You ever been there?
Wembley. You know how much it is to get a ticket to Wembley for any sporting event?
I don't. I've never been there.
It's like being to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Well, excuse me. Who's gonna win?
I've been by it though.
Okay.
Beautiful stadium it is. Yeah.
Who you got?
Both these teams suck.
They do. They do.
I'm pretty sure you can roll out Chelsea at Tottenham. They're right down the road, play the same game. They'd stomp them. I think they'd waffle stomp them.
Okay.
But
you got to pick between Minnesota and
There's
Pittsburgh.
not really a home game here, a home team here.
I would go with Minnesota, I guess. I've seen more out of their offense than I've seen out of Pittsburgh
They've
offense.
been in the games.
Yeah, I don't have a
They
lot of
lost to the
faith
Browns
in
last
Pittsburgh. I've went out on a limb trying to pick them in a few crucial games that they've come out before in different seasons and won. They haven't done it yet this year, and I just don't think they pulled out. I think Minnesota's going to get it, but it's going to be a boring game.
Yeah.
I feel bad for my fellow countrymen that I have to go and pay hard-earned cash to watch the atrocious football that they're going to put up in Wembley.
They're not going to sell
How
enough
many
tickets.
pounds are they going to lose
Yeah.
Oh,
to get
God.
into it? Do you like that?
It will
Do you like that playing words?
It'll set you about £78 to get you in there.
They'll probably give the tickets away, dude. They're not going to buy them.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Minnesota here too. Jets at Tennessee. Tennessee's got to take this game at home.
They will.
Tennessee, yeah. Chris Johnson has a big game. Yeah.
Philadelphia at Denver.
Denver, no chance. No chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, Denver takes this.
Yeah.
Sure? You kind of hesitate.
I feel-
there for a
I
second.
feel-
I'm thinking Philadelphia can have a bounce back.
Well, now, let me
But
put it this
Denver's
way.
a
Let me
rough
put
team
it to
to
you
have a
this
bounce
way.
back.
Okay, Philadelphia runs the high-octane offense, a lot of plays, a lot of hustling, bustling, a lot of breathing. They're playing a mile stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
How hard is
point.
that going to be?
True.
Exactly.
Good
Denver,
point.
Denver, Texas, they're used to the climate.
Dallas crosses over the country
San
and
Diego.
goes to San Diego. And two teams that are on the up and up right now.
Absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely.
who you got?
I'm going to go with San Diego at home on this one. I think it's going to be a game where both teams put up a lot of points, and I think the Dallas' offense is going to
Can
kinda
Murray
take
continue
back-
to run?
I don't know, but would you like Anquan Bowden for him? I'll trade him right now.
No, I'm okay.
Oh,
I thought Bryce had a fun ball.
He did.
I tell you,
yeah.
I want to trade
Oh.
Anquan Bowden for DeMarco Murray.
Okay.
Yeah. Right?
Who you got?
San Diego. San Diego shows the real Dallas team.
I'm going to go Dallas. I think their defense is
I hope
is
you're
good
right.
enough for it.
I hope you're right. It'll be a 3-1 start for Dallas. I'd be really happy with that.
Considering that
Washington-
Philadelphia's going to lose.
Yeah.
Washington and
And
Oakland.
Giants, really.
Yeah.
Terrell Pryor is concussed. RG3
So
still is
they-
not even as healthy as he should be.
How far in the season do you think they get before Kirk Cousins really gets some playing time?
I have no
If
idea.
they lose this game, there's no reason not to start Kirk
I
Cousins.
don't see why you don't start him this week. RG3's looked atrocious through the first 3 weeks of
But
the
they're going
season.
against Oakland. They're going against Oakland, a team that really hasn't proved much. If they lose to Oakland, RG3 gets set.
I'm gonna have to go with Oakland on this one. They're the home
I
team.
do too.
I'm going with Washington.
Okay. Nigel and I have Oakland. You have Washington.
Thank
The
you.
Sunday night game, New England at Atlanta. This game is it's
You going
make
to
or it's make or
Love
break
to,
for
wouldn't you?
Atlanta right now. It really is.
I agree.
I think if
They have
Atlanta
to show
goes
that they're a
down,
legitimate team,
if Atlanta goes down 1-3,
It's over.
it's over.
especially in the NFC when it's going to be so competitive to get that last wild card.
New England still hasn't showed anything on offense, which is the crucial thing
Falcons-
that I'm looking at into this game is how New England's offense, which has been just
Inept, completely inept.
and see how the defense for Atlanta compares to it. I think their defense has actually stood up really well against most of the offenses. They have put up points, but it's been more bend don't break. It hasn't been up a lot. I mean,
Weatherspoon not being
like I
there
said,
hurts a lot.
Floyd
Yes.
Beerman as well,
Yes.
super
Yes.
versatile.
yes. That being said, I'm taking Atlanta. I think their offense can actually get past New England's defense.
I'm going to pick New England in this. I think Atlanta falls to 1-3.
Yeah, I'm going to go with New England as well.
Okay.
I think the injuries on the Falcons front's really going to hurt them, and Tom Brady can't go this long without getting it together with his wide receiving core.
Monday night game that no one thought that it was going to be really interesting when they started the season. Both 3-0 teams. Miami at New Orleans.
Miami is good, but I don't think they can go into New Orleans and beat New Orleans. I mean, they're good, but not that good. Their defense cannot. I just don't think their defense can stop that New Orleans offense.
New Orleans defense has been
Are you agreeing?
completely heads and shoulders above where it was last year.
Knees
They were
and toes.
32nd. There was 32nd in the league last year.
You can't get
They're
much worse
fourth
than worse.
right now. They're
That's very
fourth
true.
right now in passing defense. So I mean, it's
Go
completely different.
Rob Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah, he's come in to really revamp that defense. Having
Is
said
Dallas
that,
missing?
No, our defense has looked terrific this year.
Do,
Yeah,
do
it's
you
completely
feel
different.
a little different about that? I mean,
I
'cause
do.
at the beginning
I
he was-
really
he
do.
was pissed.
I still hate that he's gone. I don't think he deserved to lose his job. I'm glad he got another one somewhere else. He's doing terrific there in New Orleans. But I think Miami goes into New Orleans and upsets them, gives them their first loss. I think Miami comes out of this unscathed. I think they come out of the Superdome 4-0. I mean, I know at night.
It's a real hard place to win.
At night, Monday night, that place is going to be rocking. I think Tannehill goes in and has a big game.
I just don't. See
I
it.
really think Miami takes a stand here and wins this game.
Look,
This is
the
pers-
Falcons. Let's
this
just
is
put it.
completely
Let's just put it
afield.
this way: the Falcons played Miami last week.
Mhm.
Their offense was actually pretty good against their defense. They did the kind of bend don't break mentality. New Orleans' offense is a little bit better, in my opinion, the way it's being run right now. Sean Payton being back
Smart
with
guy.
Drew
Very smart
Brees
guy.
is completely different from last year's
Agreed, 100%.
offense.
Yeah,
So
agree.
I really think that New Orleans is going to get past their defense and get into the 4-0 territory.
Okay.
That's it for our recap or our preview for Week 4. Be sure to check back next week
Go Hawks.
for for our Week 4 recap and then our Week 5 preview
Screw
for
the
Bryce
NFL.
or for Daniel and the missing Bryce and for our new guy Nigel. I'm Billy. Thanks guys for watching.
Where would Bryce go?